what drove them? You see, the thing is, once women are involved in those big numbers, there is no way that they can see themselves as outsiders, first of all, and there's no way that the male-dominated organization can see them as outsiders. They just have to reckon with them, which is why the slogan at the time was, "You strike a woman, you strike a rock." In other words, you've had it. You just, cannot go past this. We are this strong force, and you just have to look at us and deal with us. We're not moving. And what drove them was precisely this desire to bring their families together. Now, in the 1950s, there are all these terrible apartheid laws that separated families. Men were required to be migrant laborers, to move from their rural areas into the cities, and the way that was structured was clearly to exclude women, because the men's, their hostels, the places where the men lived, there were rules that they can have, women, the men can't bring women to or actually it was very explicit, they can't bring their families to these compounds. And so the design, just the very design of the migrant labor situation was to separate families. And so women realized that this was destroying their families. And they marched in those big numbers, the thousands. You can imagine, the 500 kilometers or miles, I'm not sure what the miles are, but these distances of just the length of these distances just droves and droves and droves up on end all these women that had gone up to Pretoria in the 1950s, just in the very beginning of apartheid. Apartheid started in 1948. And already this was, I think, 1953 or 55, I can't remember now. But already the women were out there in force marching, and there were white women as well. They were joined by white women, which was really wonderful. And that one could say that marks the beginning of women's movement within the anti-apartheid struggle in South Africa. And they've never looked back.